From the Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, television's most exciting hour. Today, a day that we have really been looking forward to and waiting on, as we have for you right here on Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, a world title match. And in that championship match for the title, the champion, Ric Flair, will be putting the title up against one of the Rock and Roll Express, none other than Ricky Morton. Also, we'll have some more news for you about the Great American Bash 86. That and much more during this hour. Right now, action already underway in the ring. And let's go to the ring as we have Nelson Royal and Thunderfoot at it in the ring right now. Here's my partner, Johnny Weaver. And Johnny, off to a banging start.
We certainly are, Bob, and two top wrestlers in the country, and they're going head-to-head. Nelson Royal, former junior heavyweight champion of the world. Of course, Thunderfoot, a man with a lot of talk about him because of that built-up shoe that he wears. And he's made a name for himself. Here's Nelson firing back, hard right hand. Referee David Hebner in there. And Nelson Royal on the match with a reverse chinlock. And what an hour we're going to have, Bob. A lot of exciting news. The James boys got the wrestling world buzzing. And, of course, the Great American Bash coming up.
100% right, Johnny. Plus, of course, we're going to be seeing Russian Ivan Koloff in action. We got the Golden Terror, Ronnie Garvin, and, of course, the match that we're so excited about, the match for the World Heavyweight Championship, as the Nature Boy puts it on the line against Ricky Morton. That's got to be something fantastic.
Ricky Morton, one half of the Rock and Roll Express, Bob, and a very, very popular individual. A lot has come down between Morton and Flair. We're going to get to see it right here in this hour.
Nelson Royal off of the ropes. Good block. As he got a shoulder into Thunderfoot.
Thunderfoot able to counter with a high backdrop. Thunderfoot going up the top, up. And he hit right on the mark, and Nelson's down once more.
Johnny, Thunderfoot's a tall individual anyway, and on that rope he had a long way to come down. So he had a lot of good leverage. And he got all of the weight behind that blow to Royal. Royal may be in trouble now after that elbow smash.
And it's taking a toll on the former junior heavyweight champion of the world, with Nelson able to kick out before that count of 3, and he's still alive in this match. Really exciting about the Great American Bash, Bob, and of course, you know there's a new place that's been added.
That's right, Johnny. The Great American Bash 86. Let's remind all of the fans around the country it's going to begin on July 1st at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. And also the Bash now will end on August 2nd at the newly added site in Atlanta at the Fulton County Stadium, the home of the Atlanta Braves. And lots of sights and lots of action in between those dates.
And what a great night of evening entertainment. A real fun night for all the fans. Don't miss that. Include it in your summer plans. There's Nelson Royal taking the advantage now in the match, and he might have Thunderfoot in a lot of trouble. It's went back and forth, Bob. Lateral press.
Only 2. He had a foot across the ropes. I thought we had the 3 count. Looked like the referee's hand was ready to come down on the mat for the 3rd and final time as Thunderfoot got that foot onto the ropes. Johnny, you mentioned the James boys, and a little later in this hour, as a matter of fact, in just a few minutes, we're going to be talking with Jim Cornette. And I want to find out just the latest happenings between the James boys and the Midnight Express. That's something you're going to want to see.
With the cradle. Fine move by the former world junior heavyweight champion. Cradle up Thunderfoot. And a winner of the first match is Nelson Royal. We're going to see it again in slow motion, the move that brought the victory home to Nelson Royal. Here it is. Thunderfoot crashes into that turnbuckle. Royal right there to cradle him up. The winner, Nelson Royal.
Fans with us right now. Here's Jim Cornette, of course, of the Midnight Express. Another run in, of course, with the James boys. That's
right. The James boys. Everybody knows what kind of maniacs they are for sure now. And you got a piece of film, and I want to show everybody all over the country what kind of perverts these people are. Show the film.
All right, fans, here it is. Let's watch it. Very close to the end at Jim Cornette.
If Bobby and Dennis hadn't have got there to say, man, ain't no telling what would have happened to me. And I don't know what you're trying to prove, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA, but I'll tell you this, there's no doubt now who the James boys are, at least not in my mind, and not anybody else's that wants to admit it. I got a letter in to Bob Geigel, the president of the NWA, the Fred Mertz of professional wrestling, and he told me that if we can get those masks off your ugly faces and prove to everybody just exactly who you are, then in addition to a fine, there's going to be a suspension. Maybe a short one, maybe a long one. I got a little bit of influence, and I'm going to get rid of you, maybe permanently, once and for all, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA, and you too, baby doll.
All right, fans, and here he is, the man with the fists of stone, Ronnie Garvin. Ronnie, I noticed you still got that tape around, but I got to talk to you about that hand and about the tape, about Tully Blanchard, and also about the world champion Ric Flair.
Well, it was a lot of tough competition. You know, Tully Blanchard tried to slow me down. Well, he partly succeeded in slowing me down, because anytime you hurt, you can't perform at your best. But the hand's getting better, you see. And Tully Blanchard, I feel I owe you something. And when I owe somebody something, no matter where you're at in this world, in this country, I'm going to find you and I'm going to pay you back with interest, you see, because I've got some great big goals in my life. A great dream that I had ever since I was 18 years old, you know. And I'm talking about the world's heavyweight title.
Right.
And the man that's carrying it around this world, talking about Slick Rick, Ric Flair. Now, Ric Flair has had a great career. Ric Flair has wrestled all over the world. He's wrestled the best. And he's been the champion quite some times. So it speaks for itself. It's quite a record. Now, my turn has come. 1986, I feel, is my year. You see, because every time I'm in the gym and I train, every drop of sweat, I think of Ric Flair, because I think it is well worth it. You see, if you want something in this country, ever since I became an American citizen, it inspires me more for some reason, you see, because this country was made to be great because people worked hard. And that's the way you got to do in life. You got to go out, you got to hustle, you got to work. You got to want something real bad. You got to feel it right here, deep down into your heart. And Ric Flair, that's what I want, is what you got around your waist. 1986, I'm going to be the spoiler. I'm going to be the spoiler for you, you see, but I got to go through Tully Blanchard first. And then I'm coming for you. It don't matter if it's in Seattle, Washington, if it's Portland, Oregon, Baltimore. It don't matter where it's at in this country.
A match with Magnum TA. Well, Magnum accepted all of that, but so far, Big Nikita hasn't put his name on the dotted line.
And Jim Crockett backed it up for a television match with those two men with big bucks, Bob. But it certainly hasn't happened here on television yet. Here's Ivan, and now Tony Zane firing back.
Tony Zane with Ivan Koloff in the corner. Big hard right hand high on the head of Ivan Koloff, and Zane headlong into the big foot.
There's the bear coming up the turnbuckle right on top of Zane. Ivan Koloff, a rugged individual, great condition, and as you indicated, Bob, the head of that Russian contingent of Koloff, and Khrushchev.
Well, we mentioned that Nikita Koloff hadn't signed for that match with Magnum TA. But one match that's been signed, it's going to be delivered right here during this hour, and that's for the World Heavyweight Championship. As Ric Flair will put that title up against Ricky Morton, and that's something that we've really been waiting to see.
Tony Zane outside the ring, and Ivan stalking him.
Boy, you're in trouble when he gets you draped across those ropes like that, Johnny. You're completely defenseless. No way to defend yourself from those blows by Ivan.
And Bob, the Great American Bash, other news, you know it's going to be a great fun evening. All the great wrestlers in the world will be appearing on this Great American Bash, and also a lot of great entertainers. They've lined up Joe Ely, Delbert McClinton, Jesse Kohler, David Allen Coe, George Jones, and the great Waylon Jennings, and they'll be in these various cities at the Great American Bash 86. What a fun evening it's going to be, Bob.
And remember, fans, it all begins. It gets underway in Philadelphia. Veterans Stadium on July 1st, and it will end in Atlanta, Georgia. Fulton County Stadium, August 2nd. A lot of great matches and dates in between those, Johnny.
Outside in all the great coliseums, arenas, and ballparks of the United States, and it's going to be something that's got to be included in your summer plans. You don't want to miss it. What a great entertainment night. A lot of great entertainers, and then the best in pro wrestling. NWA, the Major League of Pro Wrestling.
Well, Zane with that step over toe hold on Ivan now. And him right where he wanted him. Came with a foot right down into the midsection, but Ivan quickly to his feet.
And the Russian Bear fires away with a big right hands, and down goes Zane.
That Russian is one tough customer, Johnny Weaver.
It's conditioning, in great condition. Been around a long time. He knows, been through it all.
Zane in the corner. He just kept driving that shoulder hard to the middle. Oh, when he flips you out, he puts a lot of steam behind it.
I haven't seen him go for that Russian sickle yet, but when he does it, usually puts away the opponents. And of course, we saw Khrushchev there. He's anxious to get back in the ring, and he still remembers the Road Warriors.
Well, he's still got those crutches, Johnny, and that leg of his, that knee, still appears to be giving him an awful lot of trouble. But I tell you, he is determined. There's no doubt about that.
Well, that was sure a devastating injury, but boy, the Russian guys, they just come back.
Ripping at the mouth now, Johnny.
Great shot, guys, of the Russian Bear, and he's stalking that prey right now. Much to the dismay of our fans, there is Zane, though, trying to fight back, but a lot of steam has been taken out of those punches. That one staggered him.
Boy, he spun Koloff around with the right hand. Now back to the attack. Here comes Zane.
Tony Zane's a big boy. He was 260, 270, and Ivan's been staggered.
Zane showing a lot of stamina. Good ability to make a comeback after taking a lot of punishment. Conditioning, and Johnny, these athletes are in top-notch condition, the greatest conditioning in the world you'll find in our professional wrestlers.
There was a sickle, and that almost took off Tony Zane's head. Now look at Ivan. Boy, he senses victory now, and Zane is motionless. The Russian Bear.
The sickle or the hammer, either one will do it, and he caught Tony Zane with that sickle.
And right here, with a Cobra hold.
The Cobra
Zane,
clutch, Johnny, and he's putting the pressure to it.
And Zane gamely fighting to his feet, but this could be it. Ivan really putting on the pressure. Referee in there checking, and I think Mr. Zane's going to be out, Bob, and there's a victory for the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff.
Ivan Koloff with a Cobra clutch, putting the pressure on Tony Zane. As his arm raised as the winner out near the middle of the ring. And we're going to go back and watch a portion of that in slow motion. Fans, watch that sickle in slow motion, Johnny. You can see just how devastating it is.
And a reversal by the Russian Bear. Zane whipped into the ropes, and he comes with that Russian sickle. Almost took his head off, turned him all the way around. And the winner of the match, the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff.
And fans, will be back. We'll have more action right after we take this time out. In every sport, fans, there's only one king, the king of the wrestling world, the world heavyweight champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair. Rick, I want to ask you about this match with Ricky Morton right here on television. And it would have filled any arena in the world. Why on TV, Rick?
Well, Bob Cardle, it just filled the Charlotte Coliseum. And the answer to the second question is because I want to settle this once and for all, and I want the whole world to see it settled. You see, Morton and I have got more than the World Heavyweight Championship at stake. We got personal ego. Morton comes along, rock and roll is here to stay. And really, I'm going to give it to you right down the middle. He's probably the most popular wrestler in the world today. But he does not monopolize the female population the way the Nature Boy does, and he's not ready, by any manner of means, to be called the champ. That's right. I don't care what airport it is. I don't care what bar it is. I don't care what lawyer's office it is. And I darn sure don't care what bank it is. When I walk in, they say, "Hey, champ, woo, what's coming now?" That's right. Ric Flair, the world champion. So right here, Ricky Morton, in front of 30 million people, we're going to settle it once and for all. And like I've said so many times before, Punk, if you think those scars on your face hurt, then you ask Dusty Rhodes before you walk down that aisle with that broken leg. Was like, now, the American Bash on tour. That's right. The world champion's going to be traveling all over the country. And the bottom line is, they're going to be saying, woo, what's causing all this? Woo!
All right, the world champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair, and fans, that match coming up a little later.
And in the ring, Bob, there's the Mid-Atlantic champion, Black Bart. His opponent will be Mike Simani. As we set the stage for that match coming up, boy, Rick is ready for it. I'm sure Ricky Morton is also one half of the Rock and Roll Express. And right here, Black Bart is taken down to the mat.
Yes, sir, Mid-Atlantic champion Black Bart. And as you said, Johnny, we were just talking with Ric Flair, our world heavyweight champion. We are really seeing the champions during this hour. And the world champion is ready, and I know Ricky Morton is ready, because Morton, he's got a lot he wants to pay back to the champion, and I think he's going to do it right here.
Bart, Black Bart, that is, a 300-pound Texan. Where's that Mid-Atlantic belt? I know a great youngster, Sam Houston, like to get a hold of that belt from Bart, and I know Sam will keep trying. Right here is Mike Simani firing back on Bart in the midsection. And he staggers a big man, Simani. It gets caught now in the midsection, and Black Bart. Boy, that's a big individual, Bob.
I was going to say, Johnny, Black Bart is so big. He's about 6'8" or 6'9" tall, well over 300 pounds. Such a huge man. He can take a lot of punishment, and he can come back. But when he starts dishing it out, as big and as strong as he is, well, he can really lay it on you. That's exactly what he's doing to Mike Simani right now.
And got a mean streak in him also. It helps a lot when you get some of those guys in there who want to take that belt away from you.
Simani all the way across the ring as Bart slams him hard to that turnbuckle. The big man's got to stay right on top of him in the corner.
Good offensive moves out of Simani. Caught Black Bart by surprise. Black Bart going to back up now and slow it down a little bit.
Not only did Simani come back with some good moves, but he's a very game young fella too, Johnny. He's got a lot of heart.
Bart won't let the match get out of hand. He's going to command the match if he can.
Johnny, I got to ask you, what did you think about the Midnight Express and Jim Cornette?
A little upset.
Ooh, boy, wasn't he?
I haven't seen Cornette that upset in a long, long time.
It looked like the James boys was about to put an end to Jim Cornette there for a while.
He was hog-tied on the back of that pickup truck. No telling where they were going to go. It sure has the wrestling world buzzing, the James boys.
Fans, you're watching NWA Pro Wrestling. The very finest in professional wrestling, NWA Professional Wrestling.
As they are buzzing about the Great American Bash, just can't say enough about it. It's going to be one great, fun, entertaining evening. Oh, and 300 pounds comes off the second turnbuckle right on top of Mike Simani, and that's it.
No way you're going to get up from a blow like that.
Stay tuned, fans. We'll be right back with more action after these commercial messages about the Mid-Atlantic wrestling events coming to your area. Hallsboro High School, Jim, a great card of the NWA on Thursday, May 29th. The bell time there is 8:15. Cumberland County Memorial Arena, Fayetteville. Monday, May 19th, 8 o'clock. Shaska with Paul Jones, Baron Von Raschke, the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette, the Raging Bull, Don Cornetto, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man, Vi, Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes with Baby Doll, and many other top stars. The Dorton Arena in Raleigh on Wednesday, May 28th. The bell time is 8:15. Arn Anderson defends a World TV title against the Italian Stallion. A tape fifth match. Ron Garvin against Tully Blanchard with James J. Dillon, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, and Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Vine against the Barbarian and Shaska with Paul Jones. A match to determine the #1 contender for the World Tag Team title. The Rocky Roll Express will defend against Ivan and Nikita Koloff. World Tag Team title. The Midnight Express with Jim Cornette against America's team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. A Texas death match. Wahoo McDaniel with Baby Doll in his corner against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious, all at the Dorton Arena. Ivan and Nikita Koloff against the Rocky Roll Express to determine the #1 contender for the World Tag Team title.
Now, there's a lot of great teams, and everybody is striving to become World Tag Team champions. Now, this Rock and Roll Express, Nikita and myself have got the same win-loss record. So we're going to celebrate here in Raleigh, May the 28th. We're going to find out who is victorious is going to come against the World Tag Team champions, whether it's the Midnight Express or Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA.
Uncle Levin, it's been a long time we are at this Rock and Roll. I know kind of way.
Midnight Express will defend a World Tag Team title against America's team.
Let me tell you something, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA going all around, putting nooses around people's necks, hiding their faces, going outside the law, doing all kind of strange things. Let me tell you this, Dusty and TA, the whole thing started with Baby Doll, and it was your fault. You brought the big fat heifer to the ring in the first place, and she found out firsthand what hard times was like. You might be able to find out the same thing at the hands of the Midnight Express in Raleigh.
Texas death match. Wahoo McDaniel with Baby Doll in his corner against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious.
This Baby Doll's starting to get like a disease. I mean, it's spreading everywhere. You got a fine man like Jimmy Cornette having all the problems in the world. She's being a pain in his side. Now, for some unknown reason, we got this wild-looking wildebeest across the other side of the ring staring at us. I mean, we don't know why she's there.
I don't know, Gorgeous.
My poor little girl ain't done a dadgum thing to deserve this kind of treatment. You Southerners are supposed to have manners. I mean, it just about makes me sick. Just because of that, I think I'm just going to shut my mouth and have a big kiss.
All right, fans, in the ring, the Golden Terra and Ronnie Garvin, and two men with us here at ringside, vitally interested in this match, and I'm sure going to be watching every move in that ring. Mr. James J. Dillon and Tully Blanchard, as you two have got a vital interest in this Ronnie Garvin.
Well, I think Garvin's got a lot more interest in us than we do in him, because Tully Blanchard is holding the National Heavyweight Championship belt. Garvin's made it perfectly clear that he's out after the World Championship. He'd like to regain the national title, which would cement him as a top contender for the world title. But I've been watching Garvin, and I know his big gun is that big punch. And I frankly thought that when we took that out of his arsenal, that he'd kind of slide down the rankings like a water slide in the summertime, but he's managed somehow to headbutt a few people and to chop a few people and still bring out some victories. And I really thought he'd have fallen by the wayside. And with the Bashes right around the corner, I know that they're looking to put all the top contenders against each other. And with this vendetta that Garvin has for Mr. Blanchard to try and get that title back, I want to keep a close eye on him and watch each and every match.
And what about from your viewpoint, Mr. Tully Blanchard?
Well, Bob Cottle, the only way to stay on top and stay the national heavyweight champion or any kind of champion is to know who's nipping at your heels and know what kind of condition there is. Now, Ronnie Garvin was hurt, and he was hurt bad. But as all things change, your body has a tendency to heal. So Ronnie Garvin's hand is not going to be injured forever. Right. So I'm just out here doing a little scouting to make sure I'm staying on top of the heap and knowing what everybody coming up that ladder is doing.
All right, and fans, and I'm sure that James J. Dillon and Tully Blanchard are aware of it, and most of you fans are. You talk about that hand healing. He's the man with the hands of stone. I don't think he needs anything around that hand when that hand heals to turn anybody's lights out.
Well, I just saw him throw a chop, and it had an effect on the Golden Terror, but it had still a little bit of effect on Garvin. I noticed that he's favoring it, and I think it's just a matter of time. If he doesn't get that hand back 100%, I think that somebody's going to come up with something to put him out. And I really think that he's reluctant. He's got in the back of his mind that he's afraid to throw it. And I notice he's trying everything that he possibly can to pull off victories without throwing that big punch. And as long as he's got that in the back of his mind, I think Mr. Garvin's the one that's in trouble. And I want to watch this match in particular because tonight, frankly, I don't think he's confident enough to throw the big punch.
Well, and he's in against a tough one in the Golden Terra. But Tully Blanchard, that national championship belt that you wear around your waist, that's one thing that Ronnie Garvin has got his eyes on. He's got his eyes also on the World Championship. I think he thinks
I don't like to see that.
What about that one?
That surprised, frankly, that surprised me. I don't like the looks of this.
I was going to say, he thinks he's got to go through you to get to the world champion. So
well, Bob Cottle,
tough on you.
Punch or no punch, hands of stone or no hands of stone, the bottom line is Tully Blanchard's a national heavyweight champion.
Let's take a look at the slow motion because I couldn't see it happen so fast. He might have hit him with a big elbow. I still think he's afraid to throw the big punch. Let's look real close. Here comes the terror off the rope. Is it the punch?
Yeah, it was the punch.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
I don't like the looks of this.
Yes, sir. He threw it, and down with the Golden Terra, and our winner, Ronnie Garvin. All right, fan. Magnum TA, the United States champion. Baby Doll, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Magnum.
You know, it seems like everybody's in an uproar. Nikita Koloff running around here, afraid I've forgotten all about him. But I've been involved in all these Russian chain matches with which he was going to put me out, hurt me, lay me up so I wouldn't be able to defend the title. Well, sure, Nikita, you caused me a whole lot of pain, but also caused you a whole lot of pain. I'm still standing here holding on to the belt, and we're still yet to have that U.S. title match right here on television. And as for Jim Cornette, crying the blues, talking about all the terrorizing things that are happening to him. Well, I'm real sorry about all the conflicts you're having to deal with. But, you know, when you cause terror in people's lives, there's a way of coming back around on you. If you survive the James boys, I hope there's enough left for America's team to get hold of you.
Dusty, Cornette is saying that you two are the James boys.
Well, let me tell you something. You know, I've cut a lot of jackpots up in my career, you understand? This pretty lady standing here, proud and tall, as she always has, Jimmy Cornette, the world's titles. We told you one time, nationally all over this country, say, when we are ready, when Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA are ready for the world's heavyweight wrestling tag team titles, we gonna take them. Just as simple as that. We gonna take them. And you talking about Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA and Baby Doll, the James gang. Let me tell every mother and son out there sitting out in television land, the dream has never lied to you as long as it is. As I put my hand on my heart, as I look at you eye to eye and nose to nose, Jim Cornette, as you go to sleep tonight, remember that Dusty Rhodes is telling America right now, live and in color, that we are no way, shape, or form them dirty, rotten, no good outlaws, them low-life, belly-crawling James boys, never will be, never are. All I got to say is just when the time gets ready, we ready for Freddie. And Freddie left town about 5 minutes ago. The Fever Zone, bring it back and bash.
Ladies and gentlemen, this event, one fall, a 90-minute time limit for the NWA World Heavyweight title. Introducing first, the challenger in the blue corner from Nashville, Tennessee, 215 pounds, one half of the Rock and Roll Express. Here's Ricky Morton. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion from Charlotte, North Carolina, 243 pounds, the heavyweight champion, Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Your referee is Earl Hebner. event that we've been waiting for, the World Heavyweight Championship match. The champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the challenger from the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton. And Morton is ready. You can tell it, Johnny Weaver, the way he came bounding down and into the ring.
And Ric Flair said one thing right, probably the most popular wrestler in the world today, or one of them right up there at the top. And he's going after that belt. You see Rick taking off right now. He's had that thing a long time. And boy, sit back in your easy chair right now and get ready for this one.
The world champion. He's defended that belt a lot of times, Johnny. He's defended it against all comers.
The best. The best in the sport he's defended against, Bob.
He certainly has done that. He has been a fighting champion, regardless of what you think of him. What has Ricky Morton got to do to defeat the champion? I guess right there is an example of it, just out quicking.
That's right. That's what took him to the World Tag Team Championship. The speed and the quickness of the Rock and Roll Express. And that's what the world champion has got to put up with right now.
I'm sure that Ricky Morton is going to be depending a lot on that quickness and speed of his. Flair over the top. Morton under the legs. Comes back with a drop kick. Hip toss out of that. Down goes Flair from the block. Oh, and the pace of the action is just fantastic. The champion misses the elbow drop. What about the pace of this, Johnny?
It's really fast. You know, there's 90-minute time limit in this match. Are they really starting out at a fast pace, Bob? But you know there's a lot of animosity. Look at the face right there. A lot of animosity between these two men. That scars and the raw skin there on Ricky Morton's face, put there by the three horsemen, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and the man he's in there with right now, Ric Flair.
All that Ricky Morton has got to do to really get heated up about the champion is just to look into the mirror. And every time he looks into a mirror, he thinks about Ric Flair.
He's got him right now, and he's got him where he wants him. And he's got the fans on their feet.
Morton trying to turn it around and come back. Strength against strength, and the champion goes down.
And that brings them out of their seats. Every move Ricky Morton makes brings them out of their seat, Bob. And electricity in here is really high. Just like it's going to be at the Great American Bash. And you know, Bob, them two men right there got to be intricate parts of the Great American Bash in '86.
100% right as Flair now just lifts Morton up, brings him almost out of the corner, turns around and sets him down inside the corner.
And Flair goes down! Flair goes down to the mat, Bob! And Ricky Morton still has the upper hand and has the match in control.
He just kept driving that right hand in hard on the champion's head.
Athletes like these, you see in the Great American Bash, of course, entertainers, Waylon Jennings, George Jones, Jesse Coleman, David Allen Coe, Bob. It's going to be something.
The fans remember it all starts and it all gets underway on the date of July 1st. And it's going to be the opening night in Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium. And Johnny, there's many great events in between.
And here is Flair, the champion, has him in there right now in the corner, and Flair taking advantage of the situation. You know how much is on the line for Ric Flair right here. Ricky Morton. Number one contender.
As bad as Flair wants to hang on to it.
Tremendous action. Champion Bob, only a 2 count. Oh, and Flair escapes out of the ring.
Boy, the champion very quickly got out of the ring. He got away from Morton. It looked for a minute like Morton had it. I think he could sense that he was going to be the new World Heavyweight champion right there.
And Flair is going to slow it down. He knows how close he came, and he knows what he's got on his hand and what he's got to lose. That World Heavyweight Championship belt at stake right here, Bob.
And fans, we're delighted to be bringing you this World Heavyweight Championship match. NWA Pro Wrestling, the very finest in professional wrestling.
This one has been everything we've expected it to be, and right now the world champion has scored with a headlock.
Boyd gets reversed, he got behind Flair, got him into the headlock. Down to the head, right on through the hip roll.
A thing of beauty, a match like this, if two great athletes meet head-on right here, Bob, as we have.
Well, it is just indicative of what's on the line, the way these two men have gone at it since the opening bell. The thing that means the most to those two men entering that World Championship. All right, fans, we're going to take a break from the action. The machines will continue to roll, and we'll keep you right up to date. You'll not miss any of the action, and we'll come back right after this.
Stay tuned, fans. We'll be right back with more action after these commercial messages about the Mid-Atlantic wrestling events coming to your area. Hallsboro High School Gym, Thursday, May 29th, bell time 8:15. The NWA returns. Cumberland County Memorial Arena, Fayetteville, Monday, May 19th, 8 o'clock. Shaska with Paul Jones, Baron Von Raschke, the Midnight Express, Jim Cornette, the Raging Bull, Don Cornetto, Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Vine, Magnum TA, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes with Baby Doll, and many others. The Dorton Arena in Raleigh on Wednesday, May 28th at 8:15. World TV title match. Arn Anderson defends against the Italian Stallion. You'll see a tape fist match. Ron Garvin goes up against Tully Blanchard. The Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, and Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Vine will take on Shaska and the Barbarian with Paul Jones. Tag team match, which will determine the #1 contender for the World Tag Team title, the Rock and Roll Express against Ivan and Nikita Koloff. World Tag Team title match, the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette will defend against America's Team, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA. And a Texas Death match, Wahoo McDaniel with Baby Doll in his corner against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious, all at the Dorton Arena. The Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, and Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Vine against Shaska and the Barbarian with Paul Jones.
You know, I guess it's about put up or shut up time, Daddy, because we've been talking about not going around letting Pasquale get to people. But he has. He's been taking everybody or taking a memento from everybody he has beaten. Well, baby, this is your chance to try and get what you want. This is the Boogeyman and the Bull, face-to-face, toe-to-toe. And if you want a piece of us, come show up in Dorton Arena because we'll be ready to face you, baby. Tell him, Boogie.
You got that right, brother. I'm tired of talking. This shit says it all, baby. And with my brother, with my son, you see we know army, but we're gonna get the job done. We coming for your hair. One leg. We coming. We coming.
The Midnight Express will defend a World Tag Team title against America's Team.
Yeah, and quite a defense it'll be. You're not going to be dealing with one man. You're going to be dealing with American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and Magnum TA. Both of America's Team will be there facing you across from that circle. It's going to be time for some paybacks. When we're through with your men, Cornette, we're coming after you.
Texas Death match, Wahoo McDaniel will have Baby Doll in his corner against gorgeous Jimmy Garvin with Precious.
That's right, you know, when he crawls over there and there's been about 50 falls, and he's begging to get out of there, and he's begging Precious, help me, do something to the Indian, get him off of me. And Baby Doll has her right around the neck. Then, boys, I'm going to feel awful sorry for you, Garvin, so you better tell her, bring her crying towel, leave the spray at home, because Baby Doll's going to be right there. She makes one move, Precious is going to be like a mosquito. She's going to be gone. And, Garvin, I hope there's 100 falls in that match, because you've been looking for me, and you found me, and you're not going to like what you get.
And in the ring, the action continues in our World Heavyweight Championship title match. Ricky Morton, the challenger, and the champion, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
And Flair's in a lot of trouble. He's hooked to a figure 4 leg lock. Ricky Morton with a figure 4 leg lock on the world champion. And I wonder right now, Bob, if Flair can feel that belt slipping away.
The crowd going wild. They sense that they're going to have a new champion any moment here.
Oh, there's Arn ringside, the world television champion. And here is Ricky on top of Flair. He's been all over him this whole match.
Arn Anderson.
What else do we have here? There's Robert Gibson.
Robert Gibson down at ringside, the other member of the Rock and Roll Express. Arn Anderson, the world television champion, also down at ringside.
And Flair continuing to take the punishment. Dished out here by Ricky Morton in the ring.
And we got pandemonium in the arena.
Oh, Flair over the rope. How about Bob reverse the situation and still gets caught.
Morton just kicks the leg out from under him. What a match it's been.
Back and forth again. Flair to the eyes. And that slows down Ricky Morton. Whew.
Johnny, they have been going at each other since the opening bell. They've both been going all out.
Oh! You'll hear that all over our arena.
And that's the kind of competition and the match you can expect whenever you've got that championship on the line. Morton ducks under the blow. He clotheslined the champion.
Oh! Just a 2 count there. That was almost it, Bob.
Just within an eyelash of having a new world heavyweight champion.
Again on a backslide, but still just a 2 count.
Now Morton after the headbutt, down on his knees. It got him right in the midsection.
A Nature Boy hobbled by being in the grasp of that figure 4 leg lock, and now he's going to work since he has the upper hand. What an exciting event. It's just what we expected. 2 great after. Oh, he's rubbing his face. That burnt, scarred up face, he rubbed it right down the rope there, Bob.
He's going to take him to the ropes again and again. His eyes and his face right down that top rope.
Well, that's the injured part, I guess. Work on it is what he's going to do.
Flair now drags him under the bottom rope. Down. Oh, he got a foot up. It was going to be ring post all the way.
To the top turnbuckle.
Again, 2, and again, almost a new champion.
And now Flair wild and rubbing his face in the mat. Flair really upset.
Flair and the referee now having a pushing and a shoving match.
That's one man he doesn't want to fool with, and he knows it. Flair slowed down Morton as he rubbed that. Look, Bob, the tape is even loose. The tape is loose.
Ric Flair, he just reaches around now. The champion does. Jerks the tape loose. You don't expect this from the world champion.
Well, he's got his hands full, Bob. He's got his hands full right here. He'll resort to anything right here. Ricky Morton down. Flair right now with the upper hand. A crowd coming alive. Oh, my goodness. Again, that face. He continues to work on the injured face of Ricky Morton.
He was ripping and clawing at the mouth. Again, he was using the ropes. He's gone back to the face again of Morton. Again, Johnny, you don't expect it from the world champion to be doing this.
You know, that face has got to be rubbed raw again, and it's got to be hurting. Ricky Morton, look at Flair. Wild at him.
This match for the World Heavyweight Championship, and look how the champion has reacted when he was having such a tough time from Ricky Morton.
He's got a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake in this match. And, of course, the champion finding that opening, and he's taking advantage of it. Ooh! You can hear that all over the arena, as that's the way this match has went.
Now with a foot right onto the face of Morton is the champion, as he had him flat on the mat. Fans, we're going to be out of time. We're going to have to go. We're continue in the ring. As they continue to go at it tooth and nail. Ricky Morton, the challenger, the world champion. With the challenger into the corner now as he drives that hard right to the face, and Morton in trouble here.
You know that face has got to be raw, Bob. Taking a lot of pain right now, Ricky Morton. And oh, this is the way he does it to him. Rubbing a face on the mat. Flair really in anger. And he's really enjoying it, though. But that belt is still on the line, Flair. You better not make a mistake. Ricky Morton down, but he can't cut him out.
The champion now with a